Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a first perspective on things and how we see them. And today I got a pretty fun episode for you guys, and the topic is Metta World Peace, and Allen Iverson explained how Michael Jordan could easily average 40 if he played in today's NBA. So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also, make sure you check out Dreamerspro Max, an online sports community, place you can talk about basketball, chat live during games, so many other cool things. We have that linked in the comment section below. Anyway, let me get into this topic here. So this is going to be a lot of fun for me. So recently we put up a poll on our channel where we were asking a question, and the question was, do you agree with Allen Iverson saying that Michael Jordan could average 40 plus if he played today? Right? And over 10,000 people voted on that poll. Thank you guys for voting on that poll. And over 80% of them agreed that yes, Michael Jordan could average 40 plus points a game, right? But the funny thing is, this is not the first time I've heard an NBA player say this, or even a person say this, to be quite honest with you. This is something that has been said before, and it seems to be that Allen Iverson is not the only person that believes that Michael Jordan could average 40 plus points per game if he played today, because just recently Ron Artest, or Metta World Peace, if y'all know him, was on Shannon Sharp's show called Club Shay Shay, right? That's his show where he interviews different people, different athletes, and different entertainers about a plethora on a plethora of different things. And in that same interview, he asked the same question that he asked Allen Iverson, who is the one that gave that quote. He asked Ron Artest the same thing, and he said, how many points do you think MJ could average today if he played today? Because remember, Ron Artest and Allen Iverson played when Michael Jordan was playing. So before I go too far, what I want you guys to do is listen to both Allen Iverson and Ron Artest, or Metta World Peace, explaining why they feel as if Michael Jordan was playing in today's NBA, he would easily average 40 plus points per game. So before I go too far, take a listen to the both of them explaining why they believe that would happen. Take a listen to that.
I was an amazing defender.
Right.
And Jordan had 40.
Right.
So I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Right. So you hear a lot of people say, well, Mike would average 40, Mike would average 50. In today's game, with the rules the way they are, you played in both eras. How many points do you think Jordan would literally average per game?
Today?
Today.
Phew. More than James Harden.
James Harden had a season he averaged 36.
More than that. For sure.
Really?
For sure. And I was at the Jordan era.
Yeah.
I was in the LeBron, Kobe,
Yeah.
Duncan, and I was at the tail end.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I played with these guys.
Right.
I've seen all the three-point balls go
Right.
up. They can't. Jordan, no way. Jordan would average 50.
You believe Jordan would average 50?
If he wanted to.
Right.
Like James Harden wants to average 50. He just can't.
Right.
He got 38.
Right.
Amazing.
Right.
If Jordan wants to average 50, if he was playing his era, I think he averages 50. And this is no disrespect to any of the guys.
Current players.
That's killing, like
Right.
KD, you know.
Yeah, all those guys, yeah.
Yeah, not
the guys, Steph and LeBron and all those
no
guys, yeah.
disrespect to those guys, yeah.
How many points, because there's a lot of people saying he'd average 40, he'd average 50, he'd average 60. How many points do you think Jordan could average in today's NBA?
What's the most he ever averaged? 37?
37-1.
All right, so 40 easy. 40 easy.
40?
40 easy. Yeah, 40 easy. Like 40 is easy. 40 would be easy for Black Jesus.
Because Harden, I think
Easy.
Harden a couple of years ago averaged 36.
Right.
So you figure Jordan could average 40 with no problem.
Man, Shannon, like, it's when I talk about him, it's different, man. And a lot of times it's biased. A lot of times it's biased because I love him so much. Like, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have had division. I wouldn't be the Allen Iverson, the basketball player today, if it wasn't for him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I feel, and plus he was the best to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I definitely think he was the best, and I don't put LeBron in the conversation because I love him so much as a person and as a basketball player. You know what I mean? It's real personal with him.
Right.
Me and Michael Jordan don't have the personal relationship like me and
LeBron.
Right. But those three, LeBron, Mike, and Kobe, I never seen nothing better. I never seen a player better than those three.
Now, in both of those clips, you could see that both AI and Metta World Peace believe that Jordan could easily average 40 plus points per game. Now, given the fact that it's an interview, they can't go into great detail about exactly why they feel that, right? Because they're asking, you ask the guy one question, he's going to answer, and he's not going to harp on the question for 10 minutes like I'm about to do with this video here. So what I wanted to do was actually take it a step further and illustrate to you why Jordan could easily average 40 plus points per game. Now, I know a lot of people are looking at this and saying Jordan could average 40 plus points per game, and you're trying to reconcile a human being averaging 40 in today's NBA when you look at other players that you think are really good, like Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, and you're like, these guys are averaging between 25 to 30. So you're telling me somebody could easily average 40? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm telling you. That there was a human being that played basketball that was much better than all of these guys you guys have seen play basketball. That guy existed, and his name is Michael Jordan. And today I'm going to illustrate to you. I'm going to just explain it to you and give you the stats to prove exactly why Jordan would easily average 40 plus points per game if he played today. Easily. So let's talk about it. As we all know, right? As we all know, apart from the fact that Jordan has 10 scoring championships. Let me just repeat this. He has 10. People talk about KD's the best scorer in the history. No, he's not. No, he's not. The best scorer of all time is Michael Jordan. KD, for as great as a scorer he is, he only has 4. Kobe has 2. LeBron has 1. Harden, I think, has 2 or 3. These guys are not in it. Jordan has more scoring championships than Kobe, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Kevin Durant, all of these, James Harden, these guys combined. Jordan is on another level, like on a complete, he's in a league all by himself, right? Now, y'all know one season in the NBA, Michael Jordan averaged 37 points per game, right? 37 points per game. And as I continue, I'm going to explain to you just how stunning it would be if Michael Jordan played today, and just how easy it would be for the guy to be able to average over 40 plus points per game. It's not that Jordan was scoring a lot of points. He was doing that. But Jordan was also extremely efficient at scoring. Extremely efficient at scoring. Jordan, for his career, shot 49.7% from the field. In the 13 seasons that he played with the Chicago Bulls, he shot 50.5% from the field for a 13-year stretch. His field goal percentage only dropped to 43% when he was playing with the Washington Wizards. But at that time, I think it was 39, 30, close to 40. At one point, he was like 40 years old playing basketball. So no one really considers that. Jordan, for his career, is a 32.7% three-point shooter, right? But he only attempted 1.7 three-pointers per game. 1.7. The year Harden scored 36, he was averaging 12 attempts per game. I want you guys to keep that in the back of your mind, because what's the big deal about it? The big deal is threes are more than twos. So if you attempt more threes, the likelihood of you scoring more points over time will be much greater, right? So that's the reason I'm bringing this in. If you factor in adjusted shooting basically just takes the league averages of those years and just scales it, right? So we get a better understanding of things. Michael Jordan was shooting a higher field goal percentage than the league average. He was the outlier when he was shooting. He was like if you look at a bell curve, he was all the way at the other spectrum of that bell curve. That's where Jordan was when he played, right? I also want you guys to take this into consideration as well, right? When Jordan was playing, the league average, as far as attempts for threes, from 1984 to 1993, which is roughly a 10-year span, was 6.2 three-pointers attempted per game. That was the league average. The league average was about 6.26 three-pointers per game. Jordan led the league in scoring from 1987. I want you guys to keep these numbers in the back of your mind. From 1987 to 1993, and then from 1996 to 1998. So when Jordan was playing, basically, he was destroying the NBA with just twos. He wasn't even attempting threes. Since 2012, the league average for three-pointers attempted is at least 20 three-pointers attempted per game. That's the league average. I want you guys to start to mull over these numbers. That's almost 4 times the amount of threes are being averaged over the last 10 years or whatever it is than it was when Jordan was playing. Think about that for a second. It's over 3 times as many threes that are being attempted per game. And as I said before, if you attempt more threes and you shoot a decent percentage over time, you're going to score more points. Mathematically, it's going to give you the results that you're looking for, right? So that's another thing I want you guys to take into consideration. Just last year, the league average for three-pointers attempt was 34.1 three-pointers were attempted per game across the league. The Clippers were the highest three-point shooting team. They were making about 14.5 three-pointers per game, attempting well over 30, right? So not to mention, and then if you factor in the added possessions per game, the lack of hand checking in today's NBA, if Michael Jordan played basketball today, he would annihilate the NBA. Annihilate him, right? He would annihilate the NBA. He would easily average 40 plus points per game. And this is just another reason, one of many, why Michael Jordan is easily, in all caps, easily the greatest player of all time. It's not close, guys. I think a lot of people have been misled. It is not close. It's not close, really. It's not. The distance between Jordan and the next player behind him is the distance between, you can think of maybe Kawhi Leonard and probably let's say who's somebody that's not on Kawhi Leonard's level. Let's say Kawhi Leonard and probably Ben Simmons. It's not close at all. It's not. Jordan, when he played, okay, let me just say this. Jordan, for a 10-year stretch, was the best offensive and defensive player in basketball. There's no other NBA player in the history of this game that can say that. There's none. There is none that can say that. Michael Jordan, I want to put Jordan's career into context for some people, because some people I think a lot of people listen to people like Shannon Sharp, Nick Wright. They're not telling you anything. Okay. Jordan, as I said, from 1987 to 1993 led the league in scoring, and from 1996 to 1998 he led the league in scoring, right? He has 10 scoring championships. Jordan, from the year 1988 to 1993, he made the All NBA first defensive team. In 1988, he was a defensive player of the year. So for a stretch, and then also from 1996 to 1998, this guy made it. So for a stretch of, let's say, 10 years, he was by far the best two-way player in basketball. There's no other NBA player in the history of this league that can say they have a resume like that. Jordan was the best scorer ever. He was the best defender as far as the wing ever. There's no one. I'm sorry, there's no one. We can talk about Kawhi Leonard. We can talk about Scottie Pippen. We can talk about all of these guys. But the reason why you have to give it to Jordan is because the energy that he was expending on the offensive side of the floor. If you look at a lot of today's NBA players, a lot of great offensive players don't play defense. Why? Because they said you don't want to expend too much. So explain to me how a human being led the league in scoring 10 times in a row, has the highest scoring average in the history of basketball in the regular season and the playoffs, and still has 9 all-defensive all-first defensive teams, plus he has a defensive player of the year. And you tell me how there's another human being that played basketball better than Michael. There's no one. LeBron and these guys are not close. Like, Kobe's my favorite player. He ain't on Jordan's level. LeBron is not close to Jordan. People are talking about number 2. If he is number 2, the space, if you had a ... is a long, you're talking about pages, man. It's not close. Jordan would easily average 40. And this is just another reason why Michael Jordan is easily, let me say it, easily the greatest player of all time. Whatever you guys think, let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamers Pro, wishing you guys an amazing day. Catch you guys on the next episode.